Hey, Leo Saron here, from the gaming generation. Well, even though I like all consoles and all machines, I have always been a Nintendo person. That is to say that I can't pass on a Mario or Zelda game, and I usually only have cash for one console per generation. This means I usually go with the Nintendo console. So as of now I own 5 Nintendo machines, from the SNES to the Wii U, not accounting the portables, my DS and 3DS. Today I'd like to rank the 5 consoles I own and tell you about my memories with each of them in the process. So fasten on your seatbelts, cause you're going down memory lane. Number 5. The Nintendo Wii. Well, I got my Nintendo Wii when I was 16 years old. I was about to be 17. The Wii was my newest console during my last year in high school and during all of college. For me, the Wii was a console of very good promises, but mild deliveries. I liked the Mario Galaxies and Zelda Skyward Sword very much, but they are not my favorite entries in their franchises. After hyping me through the roof, Super Smash Bros. Brawl greatly disappointed me as a competitive Smash player that I am. Well, it gave me new friendships though, so it has this one big merit. The Paper Mario from the console was lackluster, there was no Star Fox, no F-Zero, but that's not to say that I didn't enjoy the console a lot. Playing Mario Kart Wii, both online or offline, was and still is a blast. I mean, playing offline is still a blast because the online has been shut down. And Monster Hunter 3, wow, that was awesome. I played so much Monster Hunter with my friends online late at night. I've got many good memories of that. But in general, I expected way more than I received with the Wii console. Well, if I had to choose one favorite game from this machine, it would be either Mario Kart Wii or Monster Hunter Tri because of the late nights online they provided me. Number 4. The Wii U. I got my Wii U when I was 23 years old. It was roughly 3 years ago. Well, that means I got the Wii U as a fully adult. That means responsibilities kept me from enjoying the console fully from the start. But as I moved from office work to being a home office freelancer, I got to spend a little more time with the machine. But the issue was, did I want to spend more time with it? To be honest, I spent more time using Wii U's Netflix, YouTube and Crunchyroll than actually gaming. But that's not to say that the console is lackluster. This is just a phase I'm going through now. The Wii U is the console that I played multiplayer on the least. Even though I own some titles that have multiplayer like Splatoon, Super Mario 3D World and Hyrule Warriors, I just haven't been on the mood of getting good in Splatoon to play online, and when my friends come over, they usually are not in the mood to play the other Wii U games. But no bummer. Even though this machine sold poorly, it has some awesome games in it. I mean, games that I like a lot. I am mainly talking about Zelda Breath of the Wild and Star Fox Zero. No. Stop. Stop the rage, please. I can feel your rage, your concern. Why does he like Star Fox Zero? Well, I know Star Fox Zero has divided opinions. I mean, most people seem to hate it, but it's still my favorite single-player Star Fox ever since the Nintendo 64. I know the controls are counterintuitive at first, but if you insist on them, they do become second nature. Nowadays, when I replay the Star Fox 64, I miss being able to aim and move around separately. You guys should give a better chance to Zero, seriously. Now, my favorite game on Wii U should be The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. What else can I say? This game is bombastic. It's got a gargantuan world full of possibilities to explore. And it is from my favorite franchise. Even though the story disappointed me, the gameplay is incredible, so it remains on top of the console for me. Number 3, and this one is a special for me. Super Nintendo. Well, I got my Super Nintendo when I was about 4 or 5 years old. It was on my first letter to Santa Claus that I asked for this machine. I remember that my relatives on Christmas were trying to assemble the console and plug it on the television, and they were having a hard time doing that. But little me, the little siren, came near them, and I just looked at the cables and I installed the console myself. None of my older relatives could do it, and I did it in 2 minutes. Yeah, that was true love, friends. I remember the many afternoons I spent playing this alone at home. It was awesome, and when my friends came over we played Mario Kart, mainly. Wow, it was so great. I have so many dear memories with the Super Nintendo. The games I played the most alone were Pilot Wings and Mario Paint. Oh yeah, that besides my favorite game in the console, that was Donkey Kong Country 2. I played it either alone or with friends. I also played it with my cousins and we had a blast while doing that. The adventurous nature of this title really nurtured my imagination as a child. And fun fact, I never owned Super Mario World. That means that Donkey Kong Country 1, 2 and 3 were the main platformer games I played during my whole childhood. Number 2. The Nintendo GameCube. I got my GameCube when I was about 11 years old. The GameCube marked an era of transition in my life. From the joyous innocence of childhood to a teenagehood full of turbulence, with ups and downs. Because of that, I couldn't enjoy the console as much as the 2 machines I got before it. But even so, there was no shortage of awesome moments with the GameCube. I remember that I anticipated The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess more than I have ever anticipated any game before it or after. The promise of that great adventure kept me up during rough times in my life. In the end, Twilight Princess is not my favorite Zelda game, but it played a big role in my life because of all that hype it gave me to keep me up. Soul Calibur 2 gave me many great afternoons playing with friends, mainly 2 friends that lived in my neighborhood that came in often, and we had like many cool matches. All the many Star Fox Assault matches I played with my brother and friends, they were no short of epic. And of course, this console has the game that I played the most in my whole life, which is my favorite game of the GameCube. It's Smash Brothers was a series I loved a lot. From the start it was love at first sight, and even today Melee is my favorite entry in the franchise. And I guess most hardcore players agree with me, since Melee still has big tournaments up to today. Besides many years of awesome gameplay, Melee also gave me incredible friends. Through the competitive community in my city, I got to know many people with whom I still hang out today. Well, now the number 1 is obvious. The Nintendo 64. I got the Nintendo 64 when I was 6 or 7 years old. I already loved video games since before I got my Super Nintendo, but this console here took it a step further. This console marked me getting to know my favorite franchise of all, which is The Legend of Zelda. But believe it or not, that was not love at first sight. Seeing a friend of mine run with Link across Kokiri Forest was unamusing for me the first time I saw it. But once I got to play it myself and I dove deep into the world, I couldn't get enough of it. No other console has housed that many awesome multiplayer sessions with my friends. We played mostly Smash Bros. And Mario Kart, but there were many other games we played as well, such as Killer Instinct, Mario Party, Diddy Kong Racing, and many more. I remember how the dialogue in Star Fox 64 helped me a lot as I was starting to learn English, but that game is remarkable for so much more. I should dedicate a whole video to it. However, my favorite game in the console is another one, Super Mario 64. It's not only my favorite game in the Nintendo 64, it's my favorite game of all times and machines. This game is magical in that it can inspire the simplest joy just by you moving Mario around the world without a purpose. The possibilities are vast and the fun is real. Super Mario 64 has always been a super welcoming world that I've been visiting since I was a child. And no matter how much time passes and how much I change, I always find a little bit of innocent happiness in there. And that's it. That's my ranking of the 5 Nintendo consoles I own. I hope you enjoyed the memories and you find it amusing. And don't forget, in the gaming generation you can find a lot more gameplay content and videos like this one for your enjoyment. Also look up Leo Siren Games, which is my personal channel with unique gameplay as well. If you want any art commission, ask me away. I am an artist and I'd be glad to work for you. Friends, see you next video. And tell me which are your favorite consoles, Nintendo or otherwise, in the comments. Bye bye! And I usually only had Soul Calibur 2 gave me many awesome, great... Não, what? Já deu 20 minutos de gravação, que coisa. I got lost in the text. I remember that the dialogue in Star Fox 64 helped me develop my English. I still have to improve that English, Siren. Shit.